Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. You got me and Elisha here. You'll hear Naomi in the background because she's doing some food stuff, and everyone else is outside playing, but they might be coming in to use bathrooms and stuff like that. So we hear people, that's what we are. We are here on the floor because this is where we store our library books. And if you've seen before, we have our library books kept in these containers right here. Where all the library books go. You'll notice I only have one left because that's the one we're still reading. But we got a whole bunch of library books before baby was born, and we have been reading them, and it's time to go back to the library. They have to get back in the next couple days. So I have 4 bags here filled with books, of books I'm not going to tell you about, but I have a glare on my glasses because of where I'm sitting. But I'm going to tell you about the books that we enjoyed. I do these videos, one, to give you guys ideas of books you might want to get out, but also because it helps me to remember what books the kids liked so that I can look back, 2 years from now and see books that the current 4-year-old might like because the 6-year-old likes them right now, that type of thing. We have a big nasty cloud outside. So if you hear people come in, it might be because there's a storm. Naomi, we have a big nasty cloud. Okay, so the books. Yeah, if you can look at it, it's really gross. Anyway, it's right over there. Naomi. So anyway, the first book that we're talking about is Let's Find Momo. There's more in this series. One's called Find Momo and one's called Find Momo Coast to Coast. Our book only has this one. And every page has things to look at. It's very much a good toddler book. So it has 4 things for you to find and then a little scene for you to find them in. Gideon, the 2.5-year-old, is currently loving that. Do you want to lay down or do you want to stay in my arms? What do you want to do? I'm going to put you down for a second. I have a little lounger here. He is a little boy. He has a little pink lounger because a friend gave it to us. Anyway, so he's sitting here with me. Okay, next book. Pancakes for Breakfast by, however you say that name, Tomi DePaulo. This one is just a picture book. There's no words in it. And she wants to make pancakes, but she realized she doesn't have butter, so she has to go milk the cow so she can get the cream so she can make the butter. It's a cute book. Then at the end, her plans get all messed up. Naomi doesn't like the end of that book. But that's a favorite of the 2-year-old, so he likes to tell us stories. Other 2-year-old favorite. Trying to get to it. These books, they're called My Big Wimmel Book, and they've got animal ones, they've got a farm one, all kinds, but I've shown these before. I'm just going to show it again. It's just pictures. The front cover has people you can look for on each page. I can't get there, so I'm not going to show you that page. No, I will. There we go. I found it. So it has people you can look for in each picture, and then just a picture. The 2-year-old again loves to tell us the stories of what's happening on that, but I found everyone in the family looking at this because they're interesting. Okay, I'm going to give books that we like, but this is not the one we particularly like. We love this bear series. There's Bear Says Thanks, Bear Wants More. We enjoy the bear series, but Bear's Loose Tooth has the Tooth Fairy in it. So we enjoy these books, but not this one. X on this one. We don't do the Tooth Fairy. If you do the Tooth Fairy, that's fine, but we don't do it. So if you do it, this book is not for your family. But these are by Karma Wilson. The kids have really enjoyed these books. I've mentioned them on another one. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Okay, so these 2 books are by the same author, Sandra Markle. And this one, A Mother's Journey, is about a penguin. After penguin mom has a chick, she leaves the chick to dad and she goes out to the water to find food. So it's just a book about following this penguin. And then this one is Hip Pocket Papa, and the papa holds the eggs for the frogs, and it's a book about him. They're very good to just teach about how different animals live and survive. Because we got some books on penguins. I tend to get a few books that have the same theme in them. And so this one is My Season with Penguins by Sophie Webb. And this one's just neat because this person has a diary of going to live with the penguins and how their shelter was, the things they did to do, like how they measured the penguins and that type of thing because they couldn't touch them. This is just a neat book. Okay, if you have an older child, Samuel, who's 14, loves war, soldiers, all those things. So this is Oxford, World War II, a student companion, William L. O'Neill. I happen to find this on the shelf. It's like a dictionary, sorry, not dictionary, encyclopedia of World War II things. So you can just look up Carl Spaatz. He was commander of the United States Strategic Air Forces for Europe. And then it talks about him. So you can just look through all those things. Samuel really enjoyed this book. A book we read as a family, One More Border by William Kaplan. And it's a true story of a family who was in, I forget which country they were in. We did read it together, but it was right after I had the baby, so I forget. But anyway, mom and dad and the kids have to leave town. They have to go to see if they can get to Japan, which was the safest place for them to get at the time. They had to travel through Russia to get there. Dad got a passport that allowed him and the kids to go, but then mom had to fight for her passport. When they're on the train, he meets a friend and things happen to that friend's family. It really teaches what was going on in war at the time. It's a sad story. It actually has true real life pictures. I'm looking, there was a picture of the dad and his, so like there's real life pictures. See real life pictures? That's not the family. This is a picture of the dad from the book and the kids, and this was his actual passport to get out of the country. So this book was very interesting. We like to read books about real life things. Another real life thing that we read, this one's Brooklyn Bridge. It's seen better days, but it's by Lynn Curley. And this is about the building of the Brooklyn Bridge and everything that involved. And so it actually has, it does have one picture. The men are not wearing shirts while they do their work. So we just didn't show that picture while we were doing it. But it actually shows like what the shafts looked like and everything that they had to crawl down in to do their work. And it explained how people died in the building of the Brooklyn Bridge because of the technology they had at the time and the gases that were in the ground. But this book was really interesting. Again, a real life book written as a picture book for kids. Okay, I've mentioned these before, so I'm not going to talk a lot about them, but the Little House on the Prairie series of the picture books, my first Little House books is what they're called. They have a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them listed. But if you like Little House on the Prairie for your big kids, your little kids would enjoy these. Nice pictures. I've mentioned these before, but G.A. Henty is an author who wrote a lot about like historical fiction. Very, very well versed in history, and he has written a lot of books about a lot of different time periods. He is an older author. I don't remember when he wrote these books, but these are reprints of the original books. This was copyrighted. This was 2006, 1891. It was originally published in 1891. So older author, but lots of good history books. Samuel's favorite, I think, of the series is one about the Rocky Mountains, but I don't remember the name of it right now, but a boy who goes out and lives in the Rocky Mountains and has to survive there, but all kinds of stuff about the Crusades and Egypt and stuff. Okay, Working Boats by Tom Crestonia. Hard to read over here. Crestodina, I guess. Hard to read on this side. So anyway, this is inside boats and how the boats work. We have some boys who are interested in boats, so how the engines work and the different cuts of the boat. So Working Boats, that name down there. This book I just happened to find on the shelf. You can see if you move it, it has cool on the front. But it's called Go, the Whole World of Transportation. It's one of these, DK, I forget what that stands for. But I'll show you the inside page. Might have a little more information. Nope, maybe not. Nope, doesn't have anything else. But anyway, I found this book at the library. It has all kinds of different things about all kinds of different transportation. We did not read this out loud. It was for the kids to just be able to look through and discover things. They found some really cool facts that they told me, but they just really liked that book. So if you have kids that are interested in transportation, this is the book to go to. And then the last one I'm going to mention is this person and the author. So Robert McCloskey. If you are from Maine, you have heard his name because he is a local author. Blueberries for Sal is one of those books that you read when you live here in Maine, but I also know it's on a bunch of reading lists and everything. It has won Caldecott Honor Book. He has a lot of really good books. He also does Make Way for Ducklings. He does One Morning in Maine. That one I think has the Tooth Fairy in it. But just, he is if you want to know about Maine and things that are normal to us in Maine, like blueberry season, this is a book to read. They have really neat pictures, really cute little stories. There's animals. So just look up that author. I'm trying to see what else. I can't remember right now other books that he wrote. Make Way for Ducklings, Time of Wonder, One Morning in Maine, Journey Cake Ho was another one. So he lived in Maine with his 2 kids. So those are the books that we really enjoyed. Like I said, we have 4 bags of books, and some of these books that I mentioned, like we had multiples of the Little House on the Prairie series. We had multiples of the Bear books. We had multiples of the G.A. Henty. So those are all books that the kids have enjoyed. But we're going to take all of the books back, except this one we're reading right now. We got to finish that before we put it in the bags. We're going to take these back. We will get new books next week. We have a dentist appointment that happens to be right across the street from the library, so we will go get books then while other people in the dentist office. But I'm going to get the baby. Those are the books we enjoyed this week. If you have books that you have really enjoyed, leave the names in the comments because I'd love to check them out. We are always looking for books that our family would agree with. We read a lot of books out loud, or I check them out before, like I look at them before we check them out at the library. But if there are books that you think that our family would enjoy, we have a lot of people who love to read in our family. And I'm okay with reading real life books that are hard reads. Something like The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom is a book that our older kids have read. So I don't want to read fighting just to read fighting, but if it actually is portraying the actual events that happened, we enjoy those types of books. So if you have books like that, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to check them out. And we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. You say bye-bye? Bye-bye, bye-bye. What are you looking at?